Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's finally here, the first ever Had Nation podcast. It's me, Jason Smith. I got my main man, Big D Dallas Gray here. How you doing, Dallas?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Ready to get this thing on the road.
That's right, man. I know a lot of people have been waiting to hear this. A lot of people have been asking questions. When's it coming out? When are y'all going to do it? So we came here tonight. We got to put it together. It's going to be a good one. I know everybody watched our video, our trailer video on YouTube. We appreciate that.
Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah, please continue to subscribe and like the video. We're going to try to post at least one video a week on YouTube. A lot of people have been asking questions. It's finally here. The first ever Had Nation podcast is about to begin. We're going to hit you with some football. We got some big games coming up tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
Woo, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, for sure.
For sure. It's going to be a hell of a day. Everybody's going to eat a lot of food, get big. Can't wait. We're going to just talk about everything we got coming with this podcast. We're going to hit you with a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of crazy topics. But today we're just going to hit you with a couple of football games coming up. We'll talk to you about the big games this weekend, a couple of key players we want to talk about. We're just going to talk. I mean, we really don't know what we're doing, but we're going to get everything we got.
That's
Are you
right.
ready, Are you ready, Dallas?
You damn right, my man. I'm damn ready.
He's ready. I'm ready. We're going to jump right into it. We do need to talk about something real quick. Last week, we would have had this podcast out probably last Friday, maybe Saturday morning. We did everything we could to get it recorded. I mean, there was probably, what do you think, about 5 or 6 people down here trying to watch us do this?
4 or 5, yeah. There's people down here trying to kind of watch what we're doing, kind of, are you really guys, you really going to do this? Like, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we're trying to do it.
We want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, we feel like kind of people kind of want to hear what we're saying. We don't think we're the coolest thing in the world, but we're kind of funny.
No,
We kind of
we're
want
just
to
going to give it our best shot. But, I mean, last week was crazy. We did everything we could. We tried to get the intro going. We got Chance here. He's not here with us right now. Hopefully he can come into the next podcast, but we got to get it done.
Sweet feet. Miss you, buddy.
We miss you, buddy. Hope you have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. But, I mean, last week we did everything we could. It had to be at least 4 or 5 people down here trying to watch us. I mean, it's our first time ever doing a podcast. We don't know what the hell we're doing. We're just having a good time, trying to make people laugh. So it's tough when you got audience around you on your first ever podcast. So we're sorry we didn't get it uploaded last week, but we made the intro video. Everybody got excited about that. Watch us on YouTube. So here we are. We're going to hit you with the first ever Had Nation podcast. But, I mean, last week, my man Dow, I'm telling you, this man has a bruise the size of Texas on the side of his rib. He fell down my steps.
Oh,
so what happened now?
So, all right, like he's saying, we tried to get this thing out for you guys last Friday. It didn't really work out the way we wanted it to, Anyway, so towards the end of this night, we had done a little drinking at the end of this thing. It comes rolling around about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Everybody's settled, trying to go to bed, chilling, watching the movie upstairs, all lights off. I'm like, crap, left my charger downstairs, better go get it. By the way, the stairs I'm going to have to go down is kind of like a really tall, steep looking thing. Also, really painted stairs. So if you're wearing socks, watch out. So I'm going down. The little part of the wall kind of comes out there. I get halfway down and, well, maybe I was drunk a little bit. Who really knows? But yeah. And so I kind of slipped right there and fell and hit right on my ribs, caught my fall, thank God. And then, hit on my fucking hip. And then my shoulder caught a little bit of it too, strong guy a little bit. But then I hit this and take a nice, 4 or 5 step ride on the way down at the bottom, trying to find out what breath is at this point. And I'm just like, oh, snap. And then next thing you know, the light cuts off on me.
Dude was dying, man.
I'm sitting here thinking like, hold on. So I bust my butt. I might be dead. Maybe something's broken, and my friends just cut the light off. So I'm at the bottom. I start to maybe try to breathe, and I crawl to the couch that's over there. We're doing this podcast. There's a new table. I'm trying to feel my way. I get to this couch, and, I get up, kind of posted up, kind of just like talking to God in my head a little bit. Let's be honest.
Am I going to die?
What's happening? What's going to happen? Starting to see colors. So the next thing I know, I start like sweating, and then I start feeling like I'm going to like throw up or something. So I'm like, okay, so maybe I've broken something. Maybe get upstairs fast because I need to get around somebody in case I pass out at this point. I'm like, oh, shit. So I get up there, and at this point, I'll let you take it away. What did you see when I got to the old chair next to you? Not really being able to talk at this point.
I mean, at this point, me and Chance were in my living room. By the way, we're watching one of the worst movies of all time, If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, fucking horrible. I'm telling you now, one of the worst movies that we have ever seen. I think we watched the first 20, 30 minutes of it. If it gets better then, please let me know because I don't mind rewatching the movie, but that shit was horrible. But anyway, I'm walking by the downstairs where apparently Dow just died. I flipped the switch off because I didn't know he was down there.
That was when the light got off.
So me and Chance were sitting in there. We're like, hey, I'm like, where the hell's Dow? He's like, I think Dow's sleeping downstairs. I was like, okay, well, I'll cut the light off anyway, so I guess he's good to go.
Not sleeping.
By this point, here comes Dow stumbling up the steps, coming down, plops right into the seat right next to me in my recliner. Dude, I'm telling you, he sounds like he was dead. He's sitting there making noise. Oh, I'm like, Dow, you good, man? He's like, wouldn't even say anything. He was dead. I was like, dude, you good? And he's like, and I don't know where he finally. He's like, dude, I just fell down your steps to the basement. No, dude, me and Chance, we couldn't hold it. We just died laughing. It was the funniest fucking thing of the whole night. It was hilarious.
Solid laugh at my expense on this one for sure.
I mean, it definitely sucked that we didn't get the podcast out, but I promise you, if you would have been here, hearing Dow come up those steps and die in that recliner next to me, I mean, I felt like Jesus was taking Dow's will and they were going straight to heaven. I mean, that man was dead, I promise you. But hey, he's good now, and we're here. We're going to hit you with this podcast. We're about to jump into a couple of games we got coming up tomorrow, a couple of football games. You ready, Dow?
It's football time, baby.
It's football time, that's right. Let's get it. All right, our first game, big game tomorrow, 12:30? The first game of the day is going to be the 5-7 Chicago Bears at the 3-7-1 Detroit Lions. What do you feel about this game, Dow? Let's hear a couple things about it.
I feel like it's the crap quarterback bowl. If there was a crap quarterback bowl of the NFL, I feel like Tribuse versus the old Jay Drisk. What the heck's going to happen here? Here's the real question, over under. Who's going to throw more interceptions, you think, in this one?
That's a tough one, man. I'm going to say Driscoll because, I mean, he's going to throw the ball more because I think Trubisky that offense just doesn't know what the hell they're even doing. I don't know if they can get a yard one day or they can run for 180 yards the next. I don't know what's up with that offense. It's one of the worst offenses in the NFL.
It's wild.
But, I mean, like you said, you got Driscoll playing tomorrow. No Matt Stafford. Out for the season, more than likely, with a really tough injury. Jeff Driscoll coming off of a little minor injury last week.
Shout out to that damn good dog, Matt Stafford.
Hey, dude can throw the ball 85 yards. I don't know who he's going to complete it to, but that man's got an arm. But, I mean, hey, Driscoll's got some legs. He got 2 rushing touchdowns in the past 3 weeks.
He's done good, man. And last week, it was a little rough outing for him, but the 2 weeks before, fantasy worthy both weeks.
What a good job. Yeah, dude played solid football. I mean, kept Detroit in every game they played just about.
So here's another question of mine. So you've got a pretty solid, you got Fuller, you got Ed Jackson in the background out there in the old Chicago secondary. But you still got Slade just hanging around, one of the better corners in the league. Maybe not the best, but he's in the top 7, top 8 for sure. Mr. Junior's out there, and he does good things. Does he pick on Trubisky in this when you think a little bit? Do you think – because Allen Robinson, you would have to say, is his number one real receiver besides Tariq.
It's not Terry. It's not Gabriel. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's so much. If he can get out there and catch a good 80 or 90-yard pass,
the guy's like 5'5",
play, he'll do it.
He might. Yeah, we'll see. Just like Terry Cohen, man runs like a 4.3 and can't get open to save his life.
Matt Nagy's offense is like the most creative Lego set you've ever seen in your life, and if you don't have the directions to it, you don't know how to put it together. Kind of like what he's done off in the year with this shit offense that looked great. This dude won Coach of the Year last year, won the division, and this year it doesn't look like he could teach a K4.
Blows my mind. They were a field goal away. They were a field goal away from going to the next round of playoffs
because he can't teach shit this year.
Blows my mind. I just don't understand it. I think the main thing with Chicago's offense right now, you got Trubisky coming off a big injury last year. The man, he had legs last year. The man got up and ran when he got scared. If the pocket closed on him, he got out of there.
He had some legs.
He moved around. He moved around the pocket. Unless you're Tom Brady, who can complete 75% of your passes, and even though you're 49, or however old the fucking Tom Brady is, the man's killing it. You're not Tom Brady.
He's like 56.
Let's be honest.
I'm pretty sure, something like that.
Yeah, it feels like it. Dude's killing us still. But let's be honest. In the NFL, you have to be able to move out the pocket. You have to be able to get out of trouble because you're not Tom Brady. You're not going to go out there every day, stand in the pocket, throw 4 touchdowns, and complete 75% of your passes. You got to be able to get out the pocket. And that's just how it is. It's just how the NFL is nowadays. You have to be able to move.
Kind of wrapping this thing. So it's going to come down to defense, obviously, because we're sitting here talking about these garbage offenses that we have here, just because Stafford's out, because he's pretty cool. But anyways, it comes down to Khalil. Like, beast mode no matter what. But this year, he's kind of been sleeping a little bit in these last couple games. It's like it's time to come around that corner.
Yeah.
Do the swim move, Bubba, and get in there, sack the quarterback, make some moves happen.
Yeah, but you can't put
your
on
defense is technically your offense if you're Chicago, is what I think. I mean, just me, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I remember you telling me the other day that you think they're going to give up a pick six and
Oh, yeah. By the way, that's a lock, by the way.
lock it in, everybody. Dallas calling it.
Before the half is over, the Chicago Bears defense, Fantasy Warners, here you go. They will have a pick six for Mr. Driscoll if he does get out and start. He's questionable right now. But if he gets out there, he's going to sling one to old Eddie or maybe Kyle Fuller.
He might.
Either way. But
all right, well, we're going to wrap up this game real quick because we got a couple more games to talk about.
Who you got in this one?
I'm going to go with Detroit on this one. I know Chicago's got a great defense, but I know we looked at the stats earlier. Chicago's run defense hasn't been that great this year.
True.
You got Bo Scarborough, who's been killing it. If he can hold to the football, they're just going to run the ball, man. You got two great receivers for Detroit, Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones Jr., two top 12 fantasy football wide receivers. I mean, they got all the elements to have a good offense.
Very true.
And I really don't think Chicago's offense is good enough to, even do anything against Detroit's defense. Detroit's defense isn't that great, but Chicago's offense is terrible. I just don't see where they're going to put pieces together. I mean, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I do got Detroit at home. I think Detroit's going to win this game. What are you thinking? You think you got Chicago, Detroit? What you got?
On this one, I'm going to take whose defense can score more. So I'm going to take Chicago. I think that maybe a little Georgia linebacker rejuvenation and maybe a little Khalil Mack. Hey, I'm actually Khalil. Here I am. He's going to come in and do things he needs to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've got a bad little secondary back there that can get it together at any time and really be awesome. So obviously the defense has to lean on offense. I agree with you 1,000,000% on that. But maybe a field goal or a touchdown because of that first half pick six. I think that Chicago Bears team does get it done in Detroit, Ford Field here.
You know what I'm saying? There you go. Hey, you got it right here. I got Detroit. Dallas got Chicago. Let's see. The next game we got coming up after that. Good game. I mean, we got Buffalo playing against Dallas in Dallas. We got 8-3 Buffalo coming to Dallas, playing 6-5 Dallas. I'm gonna throw it out there. Sorry, headed laws. Dallas is not a good team this year. They got everything you need to be a great team in the NFL.
Great talent all the way around.
Great talent. I mean, you got Zeke Elliott with one of the biggest contracts. It is the biggest contract for a running back right now.
Yep.
Yeah, he loves cereal. He's getting bigger by the day. But the man still
feed him. That's what he says.
Hey, feed him. Keep feeding him. That's right. I mean, Dak Prescott's coming off big games here and there. He's had a horrible game last week. But, I mean, you got to throw it on Jason Garrett at the end of the day. I mean, you saw what Jerry Jones called him out the other day?
Dude's can I say poop on the air? He's shitting the bed. I don't really like what he's doing with the offense because Kellen Moore is maybe the coach. I don't know because Jerry Jones is just up there like looking down at his pants every time Dak throws a touchdown to anybody besides Zeke because he already paid him. Anyways, who really knows? But listen, Michael Gallup's coming along really hard. Amari Cooper, no catches last game. He should do a lot better. The testament of time at tight end is still there, 82. Shout out to the Tennessee Volunteers. Mr. Jason Witten is still a beast. Dude rode me for 8 weeks in fantasy this year. Dude was top 12 in PPR for that long now. I can't really say I had to drop him. I picked up Mr. Goddard and Hollister.
Okay.
Anyways, that's fantasy talk for later. But in this game, man, Dallas has got it going on if they can just figure it out. And Jason Garrett is just a puppet at this point.
He's one loss away from
him out like a little witch in front of everybody because he's tired of his bull stuff. Speaking of which, Buffalo's biggest downfall is the rush.
The rush defense.
They can hold you off from the passing, but rush
defense isn't that great.
If there's ever been a big bowl of cereal, you wanted to put a lot of milk and a lot of cereal in.
This is the game to do it, huh?
Against the Buffalo defense.
This is the game to do it. Okay.
Zeke, you better have your cheeks ready, Bubba.
All right, so you're calling a big game for Zeke. I got you. I'm going to throw it on the other end of the ball here. I mean, we ain't talking much about Buffalo yet, but, I mean, Josh Allen's been killing.
Dude's the dude.
Dude's been killing. He's a Tim Tebow of the NFL, man. I mean, he's been destroying it this year. Dude's like, I mean, he's not like Lamar Jackson or anything, but I mean,
And show somebody, hey,
He
maybe
will.
you shouldn't have came so close to me.
that's right. And let's not forget about one of the best wide receivers in the game. A lot of people overlook him, but John Brown.
Oh, dude.
Dude's been destroyed.
Killing the game, bro. Hey,
He's
Michael
killing.
Thomas. I'm like right next to you. That's kind of what he's
He's
saying.
Michael Thomas on the Buffalo Bills. Dude's been killing it. I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Buffalo in this game. I really think Buffalo's got a good offense.
Okay.
I think their secondary is good enough to hold Dak to a minimal game. I think Amari Cooper's gonna have a bounce back game, but I don't think it's gonna be big enough for them to beat Buffalo. I really think Buffalo's gonna come into Dallas and win this game. Gonna put Garrett on the hot seat even more than he already is. I mean, it's gonna be a good game to watch. I don't think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't think it's gonna be big. I think it'll be a low scoring defensive game. I mean, I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Okay. if you were wondering maybe what I was going to say, here it is.
Let's hear it.
Dallas is up against the back of the wall.
Yeah.
They know, okay, the Eagles have an easy schedule. We'll get into that
Very
later.
easy. Yes.
So it's like, hey, if I don't win now, I'm screwed. If you look at Jason Garrett's response to anything, it's going to look like somebody that just doesn't have any facial expression at all for anything. He's just not even there. So anytime any kind of, I don't know, anger or excitement or anything, if you look at him, you're not going to get that. So behind him, Kellen Moore, the guy that's actually calling plays, he'll be the one trying to get this game through. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to take Dallas.
First of all, there you go, Haley Laws.
Hey, so Buffalo's rush defense, I'm going to depend on Zeke. Maybe finally being like, oh, shit, I just looked at my bank account and found that money y'all gave me earlier. Maybe I should do something about that. So I think he has a great game. Let's say over 100 yards rushing, over 50 yards receiving, one rushing touchdown, one receiving touchdown for Zeke. Put it in the book.
Locking it in again. Look at that.
I'm throwing that out there for all of you.
Locking them in left
all
and
you
right tonight.
random bettors out there. I don't get into all that shit. I'm a fantasy football guy.
Let's go.
Anyway, yes.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm taking Dallas.
I got Buffalo. Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm still gonna stay with Buffalo. I respect the Dallas.
I respect it, man.
Hey, it's gonna be a good game to watch. We're gonna have a good time watching tomorrow after we eat some turkey and get a little fat, but
That's
it's gonna be a good game to watch. Now, I mean, the big game tomorrow night. It's not really huge, but I mean, shout out to the Atlanta Falcons fans. I like to call us Atlanta Falcons fans, but we're nothing like a lot of people. We don't. I mean, we care about them, but they're not our big team. I mean, they're playing the New Orleans Saints tomorrow. It's going to be a good game.
It's a rivalry game.
It is a rivalry game. It's going to be a good game. I mean, Dal, I'm going to ask you one question. Can the Atlanta Falcons sweep the New Orleans Saints this season and beat them tomorrow?
Realistically, can it happen? Yeah. Any day it could happen.
Very true.
But I feel like the first game they won was more of a can we save our coach because we kind of shit on him thing. And then also he's not a great coach, so it kind of blends into just all kinds of shit from all different situations. So at the same time, let me just come back to a rounded. I don't think they're going to get this one. I think that they're going to put up a solid fight. They're going to be at home.
Yeah.
It's always a brawl between those two. They're rivals.
It's a big rival.
Can definitely win this game. Obviously,
yeah.
They showed it.
They
3
can.
weeks ago.
Yeah, they can. They can win this game. Anybody can win the
But
game.
I don't.
You're right.
That's a steep hill, Bubba.
Hey, I'll tell you who'd be happy about it, though. I promise you this. Simon Dog would be
Simon
ecstatic if they beat it.
Shout out to them Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. We're going to whoop that ass this weekend. Go dog.
Damn, he threw it out there, Simon. Hey.
Sorry, man. Love you.
Hey, man, but yeah, it's a good game coming up. I mean, let's be honest. I think we're both going to partake New Orleans in this game. I mean, it's just they're a better team. Alvin Kamara, I feel like he's going to have a big bounce back week. Michael Thomas has been, like you said earlier, been killing it. I mean, he's been destroying this year. Best wide receiver in the game right now.
Number one, man.
I mean, dude's been destroying it. We got Drew Brees coming back healthier and healthier.
And Julio might not even play.
He might not even play.
Questionable,
It's
but
Thursday
hey,
game. He might not.
a fantasy sleeper I'm going to throw out there for everybody. If he doesn't, because maybe he's not going to be all the way healthy, Julio, watch out for Russell Gage.
Watch
Russell
out.
Gage,
Hey.
last game, I believe he had 10 targets, 7 to 8 receptions for 50, 60 yards, somewhere like in a PPR, he had 15.
I got you. I got you. I see you on that sleeper pick. I'll give you one of mine right here. I think
What you got, Mama?
Jared Cook's gonna have a hell of a game.
Nice.
Dude's been killing it at tight end lately.
He's been putting on.
I mean, but I will say Atlanta has a good tight end. They have a good tight end defense. I mean, they've held a lot of tight ends to the minimal yard. I think they're 7th right now for tight ends catching the ball and moving the ball downfield. But I think Jared Cook's gonna have a really good game. He's had at least 3 to 4 catches in the past, 3 to 4 games and 2 touchdowns?
By the way, Brian Hill, super bust, and everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it.
Hey, I feel your pain out there, guys. I started him in the
He
league.
sucks.
If we could just have 1 second, just a moment of silence for all of those Brian Hill starters. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was it. All right.
That's all you get. That's all you get.
Let's get back. Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. We're both going to New Orleans tomorrow. Sorry, Simon. We hope Atlanta can pull it out. We really do, but we don't think it's going to happen. But it's going to be a good game to watch. It's a night game. Anything can happen. It's NFL football. You never know. We're also going to hit you with a couple more things about NFL games coming up this weekend. We're going to do a little segment where we lock in a pick for us, and we'll also give you a little upset that we have for this week. We're going to start off with Dow here. Who's your lock-in pick for the big games this week?
For my lock of the week,
What you got, Dallas?
we might have a little controversy on this one.
Oh, hell.
I am going to take that team we talked about earlier with Dallas having their back up against the wall and all. There was a team we mentioned that has maybe the easiest schedule left in the NFL.
Philadelphia
And that's
Eagles.
the Philadelphia daggum Eagles.
Hey.
Let me tell you something. Them birds might fly. I ain't talking about the Falcons. They play Miami. Next game's going to be against the Giants. Next game against the Washington R-Words. And then after that, we've got Dallas and the New York Giants again. So that is
A hell of a
the
schedule.
weakest shit I've ever heard.
Probably the easiest schedule
They
in the
should,
NFL.
if you have fantasy players on this team, hold on to them. You can't probably trade at this point. So, anyways, I've got Philly beating Miami this week as my lock of the
You're
week.
locking it
If
in.
they don't beat them, Carson Wentz is going to get traded to the Canadian Football League.
Oh, yeah, that does put us in a little predicament. Because, I got my upset caller, and I'm throwing them on Miami. I think the Dolphins. I really think it's the Dolphins. I think Fitzmagic, and I think Devontae Parker. I think they're going to come out, and they're going
So, your upset of the week
to – yeah, I think
is
Miami.
actually my lock of the week.
Yeah, I think
Let's get
Miami's
that.
going
Let's
to win.
let everybody know that for sure.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
We're both doing an upset and a lock of the week, and my lock of the week just so happens to be the same thing that he's saying. Miami's going to come in and they're going to do my boys dirty,
Hey.
apparently.
I really do. I think Miami's going to win this game. Fitzmagic, he hasn't played bad all year.
He is not. He saved games.
Carson Wentz, what did he get benched last week? He couldn't complete a pass to a wide open guy saved his life.
He's shit.
It was horrible.
It's horrible.
But Philadelphia should win this game. I definitely think they should. But I'm going to pick the Miami Dolphins to pick Philadelphia. That's my upset.
Okay.
I'm throwing the collar on them.
Okay.
Weed and reap and get ready.
The collar is locked.
The
So
collar's locked.
your collar's on them. Here's my collar.
All right, better be a good one.
We're
Let's
gonna
hear
lock and load this some beach.
it. Some beach.
Oh, we have matches. Let's okay. It's
Get
going to
ready.
be, and I only say this because of one element. Houston, are you going to beat the Patriots this week? I'm going to take you in my collar of the week. I'm going to put the underdogs on top because of what? Deshaun Watson, the running quarterback. I feel like he can do one thing that beats Alabama, that beats New England, unless you're from the, NFC East, like, the other teams that beat the Patriots in big games.
Okay.
The daggum old Houston is going to bring Mr. Deshaun Watson. And if
So
Mr.
you got
Ford
him
can
beat.
actually have 2 healthy legs and Mr. D. Hop can get out there,
Shout out DeAndre Hopkins. Been killing it, man.
dude,
Killing it.
it's going to be something special. It's going to be a barn burner. But I think Mr. Watson has a little
That's
bit of
about
payback from Mr. Brady for the last time he come up to Foxborough and almost gave him something the first year he was playing, mister. So,
Hey, you got a little country on that. I like it.
with that being said, I would like to say that, Tom Brady's trying to figure out this offense. He has actually said a couple times, our offense is not great right now. It's not
They're
good.
not. They have their running games.
That defense is safe.
Their running game's horrible.
Yeah.
And they can't find a dominant wide receiver to throw the ball to. It makes no sense. But it is Tom Brady. Testament of time.
Edelman's still the safety blanket, obviously, but
Yeah, definitely.
that was against the Cowboys. Anybody could throw against them. Me and Chase and get out there and throw some out routes against the Cowboys. Wouldn't be too hard.
I don't know if we can do that. We can give it our best shot for sure.
No doubt.
But all right,
Hey.
so you're picking Houston to beat New
Houston to
England.
beat
That's
New England.
a wild one. That's a toss up.
That's a super dog.
I'm with you on that. I'd love to see Houston beat New England. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. Shout out, like I said, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know if you saw that stuff on ESPN about his mom. Saddest thing ever. Bring a tear to you, I'm telling you. Saddest shit ever. But
Good dude.
dude catches the football, gets a touchdown, he takes it to his mom every time. Respect him. Hopefully he has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, him and his family. But, all right, Dallas upset of the week is going to be Houston over New England. Hey, Got to give the man respect. If that's who Dow wants, that's who Dow gets. We'll see how it goes.
Jason, who was your lock of the week?
All right, man. I'm going to hit you with this one right now. Everybody knows the name Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh.
I'm sure you do. Dude's going to have a bounce back week. Had a bye week. Got a lot of people on the team a little banged up. But Patrick Mahomes is healthy. Man ran around a little bit in the last game. He's ready to move the ball. They're going to destroy the Oakland Raiders. I mean, look what happened to Oakland last week. The New York Jets. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was
Sam Darnold, who was throwing to Ghost 4 weeks ago, interceptions left and right, and he comes out here and destroys Oakland, who's coming off a 4 or 5 game winning streak.
Somebody let him out of the insane house, Jason, because he stopped seeing ghosts and actually started seeing his receivers again.
I mean, Derek Carr got benched by John Gruden, the quarterback guru.
Mike Glenn. This dude, shout out to North Carolina State quarterbacks. There's like 5 in the league at this point. But anyways, this dude comes out and does exactly what you would expect. Not shit.
Nothing.
Why, save yourself? What are you doing, Gruden, bro? You're going to Vegas next year. Maybe draft another quarterback if you're not going to stick with Derek Carr.
Well, Derek Carr's been playing good football for us.
What were you doing?
I don't know what he was doing. He was playing good football for us. They got destroyed by the Jets. It wasn't even close. So that's my lock-in. I think Kansas City's going to come out. They're going to have a big game. Patrick Mahomes is going to show everybody that he could have been the MVP if he would have stayed healthy all year.
I like it.
So, I think Kansas City, I think they're going to have a big game. I think they're going to win. That's my lock-in.
I feel that lock with my hands.
Hey, that's a good one, man.
It's good.
All right. What you got?
What do you think about, before we wrap this whole last segment up that we're very happy about? We've got one sponsor we'd love to give a shout out to, and that would be Ag Pro.
Holden Trout, man.
That guy right there, if you get out there, he will take care of you if you're looking for any kind of yard equipment, anything like that, any kind of tractors, blah, blah, blah.
John Deere's on deck, boys.
Dude has got you covered. That's Holden Trout at Ag Pro. We appreciate you, man. Good things coming their way.
We love you, buddy. Have a good Thanksgiving.
And so to end this thing up, we've got one more thing to talk about.
Hit him with the game of the week, Dal.
It's that big old game of the week.
Hit him with it, baby. Who we got?
Ag Pro. Anyway,
yeah, brought you by Ag Pro. Let's get it.
So, what we got here, man? The
potential Super Bowl matchup.
That's what I'm thinking.
Potential Super Bowl matchup. We got San Francisco 49ers versus the Baltimore Ravens. The biggest game of the week. If you're not watching that, I don't know what you're going to be doing because you can't miss this game. We got one of the best defenses in my mind, San Francisco, against the best offense in the league, hands down. I mean, you got the human joystick at quarterback.
Dude's ridiculous as shit.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the dude's running over everybody, juking. Everybody's talking about wait till he gets hit one big time. When's he going to get hit?
Why? I mean, dude, This guy can avoid. It's like he's got an alarm system just built off in his head that knows, hey, back left, front right, and he just dodges.
It's like playing Madden 20 all over again.
Circles twice, and this dude's hitting the damn turbo button. He's gone, Bubba. You know what I mean?
I mean, shout out to Michael Vick. He's the new Michael Vick of the NFL.
Dude,
killing it.
Better, yeah. And I mean, we both talked about it. You've agreed. You've said it yourself. You're like, dude, this dude's better than Michael Vick, and we all see it. The things he's doing is literally he's starting to create a new persona of the NFL, a new player of the NFL, and now all the kids and everything are going to want to be who? Lamar Jackson.
That's right. I mean, he's killing it.
At the end of this thing, like you said, you got one of the baddest damn defenses on the other side that he's going to have to figure out. It's going to be one of those games where, hey, we think he's really smart. We know he has. We've seen what he's got.
He did against New England.
What can he do against them?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game. I mean, you're looking at a Baltimore team who has 3 Heisman on their team, and they have a freaking play in their playbook called the Heisman play.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So they got RG3 on the damn team. He's playing good when he comes in. He's not playing bad.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a formation called the Heisman formation, that's pretty serious.
That's a triple threat.
I mean, it's a triple threat. I mean, that's one of the best offenses in the league. They got good tight ends. They got good wide receivers. I mean, Hollywood Brown runs a 4.1, I think, or 3.9. That's how fast he is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You can't even see him if you blink.
But I really do think, I mean, we're throwing a lot of praise to Baltimore. I really do think San Francisco has the best defense in the league.
They do.
They've proven it week in and week out.
People sleep on that secondary.
They're sleeping on them. I mean, we're talking about the best front 4 or 5 in the game. I mean, Joey Bosa.
You used to think, the Bears, that comes up in the conversation. Even the Cowboys, they've got a mean 3 at linebacker. They got a decent, defensive line. But these dudes, young, are performing. They're first-round picks, and they are balling, brother.
Oh, they're balling out for sure. I mean, that defense has won so many games for them. It's not even funny.
Crazy.
Because, I mean, we'll talk about their offense. Offense isn't horrible, but if they can't run the ball, I don't think Jimmy G can get it done.
They got a little vamp back up this week.
They did.
Who'd they get back?
I mean, they got my boy George Kittle back. Your boy. And you got in like every fantasy football league, I think.
4 leagues, guys out of 5. I drafted this guy.
He's got old George.
Finally, last week, it made me a happy dude after he got that 126 yards, 1 touchdown, I believe, 7 receptions.
65-yard touchdown.
It was beautiful, guys.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Hey, way to come back. And by the way, with a broken bone in your foot, it's kind of hard to do that kind of stuff.
When you get paid the big bucks, you get out there and you play football. That's all I got to say.
That's right, bro.
But that dude killed it. But I mean, yeah, like I said, San Francisco's got a decent offense. If they can move the ball, if Jimmy G can get his throwing going, if that running game can start going.
Play action, get him out of the pocket.
That's right.
Let him swing it. He's not a runner, but.
No, but I mean, he can throw the ball good. Yep. Behind Tom Brady, learn a lot of good things. And also shout out to freaking Kyle Shanahan.
Hey.
Dude's a hell of a coach.
Dude's an offensive dude.
Definitely going to win Coach of the Year this year. No doubt about it.
Should.
I mean.
If not, you're going to have to hand it on over to Mr. Harbaugh for sure. If it ain't
you want to. But
Bill's going to be pissed off in that weird damn sweatshirt he's always sitting in. But I guess at the end of this thing, you know what it comes down to, man. And I think for this one, the way we should pick this game, because we're probably leaning the same way, just because of what we've seen lately, we're gonna call it a 1, 2, 3 and say it at the same time instead of you just picking. Because I feel like
so you want to do the 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, we're picking offense defense technically, but they both have good. They're good on both. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna say who you think.
I'm pretty sure we got the same people. We'll go for it.
Very likely. All right, 1, 2, 3. The
Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, it's got to be the Ravens.
Definitely.
This is their game to win. This is their game to lose. I mean, San Francisco, like we said, have one of the best defenses in the league. But, I mean, the human joystick, Lamar Jackson, he's been killing. I mean, until somebody shows that they can stop him, which I think San Francisco has the best chance.
You can't pick against him.
You can't pick against him. That's right. You got to go with your gut. You got to go with who's playing the best football right now, and that's Lamar Jackson. He's killing it. The whole offense is killing it. I hope San Francisco can put up a fight. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game.
Definitely watching that.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you ain't watching that game, I don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you, it's going to be a hell of a game.
True.
So I mean, that's the big game of the week. Potential Super Bowl matchups, like we said. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game to watch. We both got Baltimore. So I mean, let's just recap a little bit here. I got me taking Detroit. You're taking Chicago.
Yep.
That's a good game. I also got me taking Buffalo. I think you're going with Dallas, correct?
I'm taking old Dak.
You're going with old Dak back. Haley Laws, you'll love that one, even though they do suck. I'm just kidding. Let's see. We both got New Orleans, correct?
That's correct.
We both got New Orleans destroying Atlanta.
Yep.
Sorry, Simon. And then we both got Baltimore. I mean, there's a lot of big games coming up this week. I mean, it's getting close to the fantasy football playoffs. Get your teams ready. This is a big week for everybody if you play fantasy football. A lot of teams trying to make the playoffs. A lot of teams trying to stay in the playoffs. I mean, this is a big weekend for football. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow. We got a triple header tomorrow in football. I mean, you don't get that every day.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. You got great food coming tomorrow.
Damn.
Turkey, ham, anything. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a day tomorrow. You got our podcast coming out tomorrow. You can listen to us if you get bored. I mean, come on. You can't get a better day. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great.
I mean, we've been rambling on a little bit here about some football, about some stories about what happened to old Dow. He's better now for falling down the steps. I mean, we couldn't get this podcast out to everybody last week. We hate Chance can't be here. But we have a lot of people asking about it. A lot of people showing their love and support on YouTube.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all watching our video. Please subscribe to YouTube. Like I said, we're going to try to get a video on there every week. We're going to try to put out at least 1 or 2 podcasts a week. It's not going to always be about football. It's just something we want to talk about now and get off our minds. Give everybody a good idea for tomorrow. We're going to talk about some childhood stories. We're going to just try to make you laugh. I mean, like I said, we don't really know what we're doing. Dal, you and me know what you're doing now.
We don't know exactly, but hey, man, we're going to give it a good shot.
That's right.
We're pretty good at it. We'll do our best.
We're just having a good time. We got 2 mics in front of us. We're going to talk. Just good friends here having a good time. We're hoping we can make everybody happy, everybody's day better. But like we said, we're going to try to get this podcast up for everybody to listen to tomorrow. Follow us on Spotify. We'll probably try to get on Spotify as well as iTunes. I'll definitely put a link in the description on YouTube on how to get there. Like and subscribe to our page on YouTube, please. It helps us out a lot. I know I'll appreciate it. I know Dal will appreciate it.
Definitely.
We can't wait to put out more podcasts for y'all. A lot of good things coming.
And mostly everybody, if you're listening to this at this time, we appreciate you and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy
Hope
Thanksgiving,
you're not
everybody.
too full, and if you are too full, be careful on this ride home. Make sure you stay awake, get to the house, and if you didn't finish it, finish this thing on the couch. Maybe grab you a cold beverage or something, throw on whatever football game is left.
That's right. Amen. Do it. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Eat a lot of food. Enjoy your day off from work. If you're working, I apologize. That sucks. Hopefully you have a good day regardless. I'm Jason Smith. My man Dallas Gray here.
Yes, sir.
We're signing out. Like I said, please like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify. Just give us every time of the day. We're going to try to make you laugh as much as we can. We're going to give it our all. Thank you for all your support. We love y'all. We hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Dad, you got anything else to say before we get out of here?
Much love to all of our ad nation, and happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving. Y'all have a good night.